TJ versus Shinji. Here I am. All right, I was the referee for this fight, and I was honored to be the referee of this fight. I did not make a single fight this season. I was not able to be a part of a single fight this season. All of them happened on days where I either was not there or it was like 20 minutes after I left. It was crazy. For them to be like, all right, you're going to be the referee for this fight. That was really cool. You know, thank you, Jet and Sam, for not just including me in that part, but also including me in the entire season. Same thing with Ben, everybody. Like, thank you guys so much. Let's ride. All right, so they both got their hands up right now. TJ going to the body. Now, one thing TJ does is he keeps a hand up and he kind of goes to the body like that, and you're going to see that actually really was hurting him later in the fight. One thing that I do like from TJ right now is that he's kind of tying up Shinji's hands. Right now, obviously, he's doing it a little weird. Like, he just got caught up like that. But that's something that was keeping him safe when he was doing it. And again, you can see TJ kind of dropping his hands low, keeping his head up like that, and throwing to the body. That's not good on his part, and you will see him really start to pay for it as time goes on. So, TJ going to the body again. Here we go to the other cam. So, jab from TJ, tries to go over the top, it doesn't quite land. They're both kind of trying to hand fight a little bit, which is not a bad strategy. It's just, you know, they don't 1000% know how to do it the way that they should yet. But it does work. Nice jab right up the middle from Shinji. So right now, I feel like Shinji's definitely holding back. Shinji this whole time held back quite a bit. And he was going a little bit harder this round, don't get me wrong. But he was still kind of holding back. Like, you could see the way he throws his jabs, he's still just kind of like... just kind of flicking it out there. Not even turning over, not like turning his shoulder into it or anything like that. Shinji got bopped. Shinji throws a jab. You see, if he hit him with that jab, that would have been good, and it's because he stepped into the range. You see, like, that wasn't that bad either. Shinji comes over the top. Kind of comes back with a left that I think it landed, but I don't think it landed that hard. See, there you can see, Shinji snuck one through, and it snapped TJ's head back. I was gonna say though, you could see TJ really trying to tie up the hands. It's just Shinji got one free, and he ended up placing it on him. Jab from Shinji. So that jab didn't quite land. That hook from Shinji sort of touched, but not exactly. So Shinji goes high, and then he goes to the body. That wasn't bad. Now TJ, it seemed like he went to the body and then to the head, and he snuck one or two through. Sort of hand fighting right now. It looked like Shinji kind of touched him, but he didn't really... Oh, that was nice. I'm not quite sure who landed square. The shadow kind of obscured, but it looked like they both may have landed at the same time. Ooh, that was a nice shot from TJ. One thing TJ does that's good is he tries to fake, right? Oh, Shinji comes over the top, lands one as well. But TJ likes to use fakes, and he's actually pretty decent at it. He can trick you. We have TJ right now kind of laying it on, but Shinji comes back, and it looks like he hit him right behind the ear. TJ was getting hit with some really square punches, you know? It's just, he was... And I will say, there was a couple of times where I almost stopped it and started counting on TJ. But each time he did just enough to keep me from that, or Shinji stopped. So nothing really landing here. Still just kind of tying up with each other. It's so funny seeing TJ's arms sort of like, you know, just kind of go everywhere. So... that was the end of round one. It was a very close round. I don't exactly know who I would give it to. I'm kind of inclined to give it to both of them, meaning I'm kind of inclined to say that it was a tie. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it. If I had to give it to somebody, I think... Ah, man, you see, it's so tough. I think maybe Shinji, but I'm really leaning towards a tie. I'm really leaning towards it being just a tie, right? If I'm being 100% honest with you. Firefight 101 says, how hard was it to tell with TJ if he was dazed after getting hit or just autistic body language? I'll be honest with you. There was a couple of times where I knew, like, oh no, that hurt him and he might be in a little bit of trouble. But it was so late in the fight that as soon as he got hit, Shinji stopped. Like, by the time TJ, I noticed that he was actually starting to be hurt by these punches. It was late enough in the fight where Shinji would throw a punch, you'd see TJ's eyes kind of shift, and then Shinji would go back to, like, being slumped over, right? So, again, that's part of the reason why there was never a point in the fight where I stopped the fight and I started giving TJ an 8 count or anything like that, is because if I was about to, something came along and that stopped it from occurring. Which, it's crazy how fights are. That's literally how fights can be, you know? Alright, so we got round 2 here. I'm sitting here wiping something off. I probably got something on my hand. Alright, so TJ comes over the top, and he kind of landed, but not quite. That wasn't bad. He staggered Shinji with that left hook. Shinji coming up the middle, it looked like it kind of grazed a little bit. Glancing blow. Shinji lands a right hook. Didn't really snap the head, though. Again, TJ keeps going to the body by, like, putting his hands down like that. That's not good. He's going to get bopped, and you're going to see. Both sort of staring each other down right now. TJ switching stances. Shinji throws a jab, followed by another one and a cross. Doesn't land. That jab from Shinji landed, and I think that overhand may have landed as well. If not, it just barely missed. Jab from Shinji. Another jab, cross. Neither of those land. TJ just sort of moving forward, swinging. Yeah. You see, TJ, I think you can see he's starting to get a little tired. Ooh, he got smacked upside the head, looks like, by that short right hook from Shinji. Jab from Shinji. Yeah, you see TJ seems to have slowed down a little bit, and I think it's because he's tired. He got bopped by his own glove that time. But that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like Shinji is still kind of going a little bit. Ooh, a couple of punches from both of them land. Jab from Shinji seems to have gotten through. Wow, nice three-piece combination by Shinji. All those landed in some form. That was nice. So I was saying, though, it almost seems as though TJ is slowing down and he's getting a little bit more timid. And if I remember correctly, I noticed that last night. Ooh, nice left hook from Shinji. I think it slipped off a little bit, but I think it still probably hurt him. You see what I'm talking about? You can just see TJ's posture. He's kind of like, he's kind of slouched a little bit, putting his hands down. He's not being the aggressor. And I don't think that's timidity on his part. I think the timidity is from him being tired and him wanting to try his best to conserve energy. Don't know if any of those landed. I think the Shinji jab might have landed, though. Jab from Shinji. Looks like that cross might have gotten through. If not, it just barely missed. That jab got through. Thank you, whoever donated. I appreciate that. See, none of those are really landing, and it's because they're just sort of tying each other up. Now, that was really good. I saw Shinji using head movement. That was really good. What I would have liked for him to do is use that same head movement and then go to the body instead of kind of trying to go back up top over the head. You see TJ tying up, and it actually sort of worked a little bit, tying up the hands, hand fighting. Yeah, now they're both pretty tired, but TJ's looking worse for wear compared to Shinji. At least Shinji's able to kind of keep his hands up. And you see that fake? It worked. TJ starts moving erratically, right? He uses that weird stimming to his advantage. And then he ends up slipping one in that you didn't expect. He got me a couple of times when we were doing some sparring. Ooh, that was nice. So, cross to the body to get him thinking low, and then he goes up to the head. That was a good one from Shinji. See, it was tough to be the ref this time. So, that's the end of round two. I was saying it was tough to be the ref right now because in addition to being the ref, I have to deal with two cameramen, right? Greg, I'm not sure where Greg went. Oh, Greg's right there, right? I have to deal with two cameramen who are constantly moving around. And then in addition to that, I'm also really the only one who's keeping them from smashing their heads into this wall right now. So it was a little bit tough. I was a little bit behind in some cases and in some ways. So that was a good round, another very close round. I'm not sure who I would give it to, but like I kind of lean towards a tie again, but I lean a little bit more towards Shinji this round compared to last round. And if you guys disagree with me, hey, go ahead. Like, you can disagree all you want. We all know how the fight ended. So I'm just sitting here scoring it for the sake of it, right? Because it's for the love of the game. They're both doing really good. Shinji, right now, he looks more tired, obviously, and I think this is where the tide's kind of turned in terms of fatigue. But throughout the whole round, TJ, he was a little bit timid, and he was a little bit timid probably because he was tired. So now that I'm saying that, I think I might actually just give this round to Shinji, right? Because he was the aggressor, and I do think he landed more, even though TJ definitely had his moments, right? So first round was a tie, second round was Shinji. Okay, I'll give him that. This is going to be round three. Okay, we are starting round number 3. Oh. So, jab from TJ doesn't land. They're both just sort of trading hooks and overhands right now, sort of windmilling at each other. See, I think this is where Shinji started to get a little bit desperate and he wanted to try and put TJ away, and that's why he's being as aggressive as he is. TJ tries to tie up and he's I'm not sure if that overhand landed from Shinji. That jab landed from Shinji, though. TJ going to the body, and I think this is probably the round you're going to start to notice where the tying up, like the way he's doing it and then going to the body, it's going to kind of start to have a negative effect on TJ. I think this is the round where Shinji really... Ooh, that was a nice hook. I think this is the round where Shinji really starts to kind of pull ahead on the scorecards. Ooh, another overhand from Shinji. That was beautiful. It looked like that hook... Yeah, it looked like a couple of hooks landed from TJ. They both exchanged jabs. I'm not quite sure if either of them landed. Yeah, you see, this is the part where they're both so tired, they just kind of want to look at each other. So, jab from Shinji appears to have landed. That hook from Shinji landed. Followed by another one. And another looking, seemingly glancing blow. Shinji goes cross to the body, hook to the head. That was pretty good. That cross landed. Looks like that jab may have landed from TJ, but he ends up eating a couple. You see, TJ keeps putting both of his hands out because he's trying to tie up with Shinji's hands. But as you can see, it's not quite working the way he wants and needs it to work. He keeps on getting caught. The stream freezes a little bit. Stream freezes a little bit here. See, that was actually not bad of Shinji to do. He was just throwing punches. It was TJ's fault that TJ turned around. Right? It was TJ's fault that he turned around. There was nothing wrong with that. And I believe I actually mentioned, like, hey, I'll let you know if something bad happened. I'll let you know if something wrong happened. All right? Don't stop just because that happened. I'll tell you to stop, and then I'll tell people to, like, knock it off. Yeah. Cross the body. But Shinji comes over the top, and it looks like he lands. Hook attempt from Shinji doesn't quite land. Ooh, that hook followed by no, that other hook didn't land. Yeah. They are. They are feeling it. By the way, whoever donated on Super Chat, I will get back to you. All right, I apologize that I wasn't able to do that right away. So jab from TJ seems to have gotten through, but that hook from Shinji, the hooks that Shinji has been throwing, they're starting to really find their mark almost every time he throws them. I mean, even there, it looks like he got him and then he got him again. I'm not going to lie to you guys. When they started, like, both deciding to take rests, I wasn't sure what to do about that. Because technically, I could deduct a point from both of them, but also, there's no points. This is swamp boxing. There's no points in swamp boxing. So it's like, what am I going to do? Like, call the fight off and be like, there's no winner. It's like, no, that ain't going to work. There's 50 grand on the line. Shinji throwing some straights in there. And he did this in the fight with, I forget who else. I think it might have been Greg, but he ended up going to the body, and then he worked his way up to the head. That was good. All right, so that is the end of round 3. I think we all know who won that one. I think we all know that was Shinji. That was a Shinji W for sure on that round. I don't think there's any confusion. I don't think there's any argument to be had. It was a good round, right? They both showed a lot of grit, determination. You know, they're both obviously very tired. Shinji, again, this is kind of where the tide starts to turn, and Shinji sort of starts to wither away slowly. I mean, it was still a good round on his end. Even though he's more tired, you're gonna see he's landing better shots more often. It's kind of crazy, you know. So this is going to be round 4. We are about halfway through the fight right now. You see what I was talking about earlier in the fight, right? TJ goes to the body, and Shinji saw that, and he went over the top, and he landed that overhand. That's what TJ has to be careful of. He can't just keep his head here and start throwing to the body, right? He's got to move his head off the center line as he throws to the body. Ooh, right hand makes it through, followed by a left hand. That right hook to left hook has been money for Shinji this entire time. Right hook, followed by a left hook that lands again. TJ returning. Nothing really quite lands clean. I think he ends up getting clipped another couple of times. TJ is just a really tough kid, though, too, you know? They're literally just sitting here. And honestly, like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot that I was the ref for a second, just watching this. Ooh, right hook, followed by a left hook that doesn't quite land. I forgot I was the ref for a second and that it was my job to be like, hey, fight. Ooh, that was a 3-piece from Shinji. A right, left, and then a right. Right hook lands from Shinji. Left hook, or no, that was a right hook from him. Ooh, TJ gets through with the right hand. Looked like he got through. You see he's sticking his tongue out, and he's turning his back. They are both just, like, fucked. Ooh, jab lands from TJ. So TJ got his arm up just in time, and luckily it was at an angle that it protected him, but he would have been better off here instead of here. TJ goes to the body. I would assume it landed. I don't know how it could not have landed. Ooh. It looks like they both might have gotten bopped. Shinji slipped the jab, and he just slipped another jab, and he came with that hook. But Shinji slipped the jab, and then he came up with a right hook to the head. that I think landed, but I think TJ also ended up landing something of his own. I like the head movement that Shinji is using. He's tired, and he's still trying to make sure that he's utilizing stuff that's going to work well for him, and that's good. So hands up. Looks like he was mostly protected. Talking about TJ. Ooh, it looks like TJ pushed off and then threw a left hook that ended up landing. That was good on him. So, ooh, Shinji slips and then he throws a left hook that looks like it might have glanced. I don't think it quite landed. Oh man, that almost landed from TJ. Ooh, yeah. That one definitely landed. Shinji got him, and then he's just like, man, this dude will not go down. This dude will not go down under any circumstances. So jab, followed by a cross. I don't think quite landed. Ooh, that hook looked like it landed though. I think TJ. Well, he took a couple there. He took 3, almost 4. Right hook, followed by a left hook. That right hook, it seems like it landed. I'm not sure if that short hook landed from TJ that time, but that is round 4. I don't think it's a question, right? I'll be honest with you. I think Shinji won that round. Now, I do think this round was better for TJ than the last round, but I think Shinji was just landing too much whenever he felt like trying to throw something for me to say that it was TJ's round. Now, that just is what it is, right? Obviously, Shinji is very, very tired, but I am impressed by how well he's doing when he's tired. There's something that happens, right, when you get tired. You either start to panic or you start to think clearly. You either panic or you relax. That's what happens when you get tired in a fight. Most people panic. Part of the reason why you have to train so hard and so long for a fight, as opposed to, like, say, a football game or a basketball game or anything like that, is because you're trying to make it so that when you do get tired and when you start getting hit hard, you're not going to panic and freeze up. You're not going to panic and start making bad decisions or anything like that. You're going to relax and you're going to start to think clearly. And you're going to think, okay, what do I have at my disposal? We never saw any head movement at all from Shinji ever, anytime he ever boxed. I think he boxed like 2, maybe 3 times tops, other than this fight, right? We never saw anything like that. But when he starts getting tired, he starts thinking clearly, and he remembers, oh yeah, I know how to move my head. I know how to slip punches and things like that. I can slip punches and then come back with a punch of my own. And that's really good to see, and that's part of the reason why I'm so proud of Shinji. I'm so proud of both of these guys. I'm so, like, I cannot describe the pride I have in being able to know these guys and also help train them and ref this fight and things like that. It's indescribable the way that I feel about it. But I am especially impressed with Shinji in this fight in particular, because not only did he keep going when he was tired, he also showed great fight IQ. He showed a great prowess when it comes to the technical side of boxing when he had absolutely nothing left in the tank. He was running on fumes. So really, like, I commend Shinji in this fight just as much as I commend TJ, right? But let's go ahead and we'll find that next round. This is round 5, okay? 5 of 6. We're gonna go ahead. No, the space bar function isn't working. All right. So TJ sneaks one through, sneaks another through. That first one didn't really seem to do anything. That second one landed a little bit harder. He sneaks another right hand through. Kind of just pops him. So again, I think Shinji is feeling the desperation here, and he really just wants to put TJ away as soon as he can. TJ goes to the body, but Shinji comes over the top with that left hook, right hook. Anything right hook, left hook, or vice versa has really been working well for him this entire fight, and it will continue to do so. There it is again, that right hook, left hook. And it's because TJ, ooh, you see, this is a moment, you see me starting to walk over. that was a moment where I thought, okay, I might have to stop this for a second. I might have to check in on TJ. But Shinji, he didn't follow up on it. And because he didn't follow up on it, TJ had time to recover. So, ooh, that was a nice short right hand from Shinji, but he backs off. So, again, TJ is trying to tie up the hands, which is not a bad thing, but the thing is, Shinji's throwing around his hands and he's putting them out here, and that's why he keeps on getting hit. Nothing really lands there. See, I thought I was going to have to break them up. I thought I was going to have to break the tie up, but they exited the clinch on their own. You see, there was a slip from Shinji, but TJ made him pay for it. Slip from Shinji, but you can't quite make it worth his while. That left hook, right hook, though. TJ just sort of touches him with the right hand. Yeah, they neither of them want to be here right now. They want the 50 grand, but they don't want to be here. So overhand, followed by a left hook. None of those really land for Shinji. You see, now is the time for TJ to start landing punches. And I don't even mean right now, because you'll notice when I say fight, or when anyone says fight, and they reconvene, that's when Shinji starts slipping punches and things like that. What TJ should be doing is he should be waiting for when Shinji throws his last punch and he starts to back off. And then he should swarm immediately and start throwing. So, this was the end of round 5, right? That's why Shinji just sort of collapsed. And frankly, I'll be honest with you, I thought this was going to be the end of it. There is one more round, if I remember correctly. I wasn't keeping track of the rounds. I believe there was 6, though. But I did not think Shinji was going to get back up. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not think that was going to happen. The way he kind of just hit the floor and the way he just sort of stayed here, right? I was like, nah, I think this is over now. I think it's over. I think we're done with. I think we're done with this. But he gets up for one more, and again, I was on Instagram Live last night, right? And I was talking about it. And I hate cliches, especially relating to combat. I don't like calling people southpaws, for instance. I think Rocky kind of ruined that term. Shinji showed samurai spirit. He showed the spirit of what Bushido is all about in this fight. And that's why I'm speaking so highly of Shinji, right? It's not that I'm not proud of TJ. Obviously, I'm proud of TJ. I'm so proud of TJ, it goes without saying. But what Shinji showed, in a way, it was almost better than what TJ showed, if I'm just being honest with you. Given the state of things at this moment, right here, right now, man, how can you not respect Shinji? How can you not like Shinji? If you don't respect Shinji, if you don't like Shinji after this, I gotta ask what your problem is, you know? There's some kind of problem, and it's not on Shinji's end. It's on your end, if you don't like Shinji after this. Round 6. Alright? Here we are. Shinji is absolutely... Head movement, followed by a left hook to the head that seems to have landed at least partially. They are really both just going at it. It's like seeing two lions dominate, try to dominate for head of the pack. Left hook from Shinji gets through. Nothing really getting through right now. See, when TJ does tie up the hands, it's very effective. But the thing is, he's not tying up the hands the right way. When you throw a left hook, when somebody throws a wide punch, you don't want to stick your hands out here, right? That's not a good idea. Right hook from Shinji gets through. Ooh, straight right from Shinji, followed by a left hook. All those seem to have landed at least partially. Jab doesn't quite seem to have landed, but that left hook from TJ landed, and it landed kind of on the back of the head, but that was on Shinji, not TJ. Jab lands, followed by a short cross from TJ. Another jab partially lands. It seems like it was kind of deflected, and it landed after it was partially deflected. Jeez, the Greg Cam is just so crazy to see, man. It's so insane to see. Jab doesn't quite land. That slapping right hook seemed to have landed. I don't think that one from Shinji landed. Ooh, looks like both of those landed a little bit. That one landed square. Didn't quite land. It touched him, but it didn't really land hard. So uppercut doesn't quite make its mark from TJ. See, now TJ is getting smart. He kind of knows, like, all right, I guess I have to fight. Like, I guess I have to go at him now. But we did have to keep telling him, hey, keep fighting. Jab doesn't make its mark. Neither does that right hook. Ooh, that right jab made its mark. But he got hit twice. He got hit again. So that jab landed. But Shinji returns. Dude, every time we said fight, Shinji, as tired as he was, he came alive, and that was really cool. So nothing really quite landed hard there, but I'm not sure if that landed on the head, right? I'm not sure if that landed on the head, that hook from TJ. I'm not 100% sure, but I didn't like what I saw there, so I decided to give an 8 count, all right? I thought that it was going to be really, really bad for Shinji if he was not if that kept going. And I don't mean like, oh, he would have lost. I mean it would have something could have potentially gone very wrong, right? So I wanted to break the action. TJ is rewarded for that, right? It's not a break in the action so that Shinji gets a rest. It's a break in the action to check on Shinji because TJ was doing so good. So that would be a point for him. He is winning this fight right now. So at this point, I was like, yo, what the hell? Because we're sitting here, he can barely stand up. And I say, put your hands up. And instead of standing up and putting his hands up, he just does that. That is crazy. Then they're saying, do you want to quit or do you want to go? And he said, continue. Which is like, wow, man. Like, wow, you know? So TJ feeling a little bit strong now. He's trying to put him away. But again, Shinji is just not giving up under any circumstances. He's kind of got the TJ thing going on himself now. He's just sort of arms flailing, right? Ooh, that got through from TJ. Jab didn't quite land from the looks of it. Nothing got through there. So it looked like he might have gotten smacked, but I don't think it was really anything like too serious. So Shinji comes with the overhands again. They don't quite make their mark. You can see my arm kind of in there. Ooh, looks like TJ got caught. Nothing quite got through there. And oh yeah. That was a short sort of left hook uppercut type of deal. And then another uppercut that looks like it made its mark. Man, these guys are just absolutely. I'm not sure if that quite landed. Neither did that. Ooh, that short sort of left hook kind of jab combination that ended up landing on Shinji. That did not land. but he ended up getting pushed back, and that sucks when you're that tired. See, he was about to go down. I thought he was going to go down, and I almost called that a knockdown because I saw him going to his knees. At this point, I was seriously considering just calling it because Shinji's ability to defend himself properly was not really there anymore. And I could see him multiple times want to go down. And right here, he just sort of collapsed, right? That didn't even really land square. I think if it did land, it kind of landed in this region. But that was just enough. And honestly, I wasn't even going to give him a count. I was not going to give him a count. I was going to call that. I figured we were all in agreement, like, I think it's over with now. That's why I didn't immediately start counting, and I didn't even bother to wave it off. I just thought we were all like, hey, no, that's it. But I think it was Sam. I think it was Gold Striker who was like, start counting. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right, I guess I'll count. And I knew he wasn't going to get up. I knew he was not going to get up. He started getting up, but I knew he wasn't going to beat the count. And you may notice I even gave him like an extra half second between 9 and 10, just because I was like, I don't want people getting mad at me saying I did a fast count. So I'll give him a little bit of time. So from here, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even sure if we should be trying to get him to stand up. I was not sure if we should be trying to get him to stand up, dude. I have no clue if that was the move, but we did it, and it all turned out okay. Man, you know, that's what a fight, man. What a fight. I poured all the water on TJ by mistake, and then I got like nothing on Shinji.
Water to drink, but you want to cool him off first.
You did amazing, man. Thank you. Thank you. You did amazing. I thought I was going to lose to you in the first few rounds.
Dude,
You did amazing.
Shinji threw up.
I always dream. Why do you like that? I expected. This is a great ending. Thank you for doing this. You're amazing, man. Okay, thanks for watching.
Thanks for... Now I can say I can beat someone that wasn't a retard or a woman. Thank you.
I forgot about that part. I forgot about that part, man. You could see he's suffering right now, but that did kind of put a bit of a smile on his face. Another thing I was going to say is I went over with the water, I poured it on their head, right? And then I turned around, and as soon as I turned around and took a step away, I just hear Shinji kind of heave, and I hear wetness hit the mat. And I turn back around, and there's vomit on the mat, basically where I was standing. Shinji just threw up. And I think I said out loud, like, oh, man, I got out of that just in time. I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. Holy shit, man.